Minecraft Bedrock is broken, and Mojang and Microsoft are doing nothing to fix it. Well, I say nothing, they actually just made it easier to purchase and spend Minecoins and change the pause menu so there's more ways to buy. This is a shame since the number of horrific bugs is so high, but with 2 hotfixes, how is the biggest issue not fixed? Here's everything wrong with Bedrock right now, what we're seeing being done about it, and why this actually happened. I'm pleased that there have been lots of videos covering this subject from Phoenix, Wattles, and EvidentP, but I want to mention the fact that there are lots of big issues, especially for me, and so let's talk about what's wrong with Bedrock on the PC. The first big issue is the move to GDK from UWP. This is a really interesting one because Minecraft moved the entire architecture of the game, and they did this via one series of beta updates. During those beta updates, there were so many problems, and instead of fixing any of them, they rolled it out anyway, and this had the huge crucial issue of forcing some players to uninstall and reinstall. If you did that, all of your worlds would be deleted, and although if you did it via Minecraft's own update launcher, if it would let you, there was officially meant to be a transferring option. If you left the game during this transfer, all of your worlds would be deleted anyway, and if you uninstalled and reinstalled, like most people assumed you had to do, your world is gone and there is nothing that can be done to bring it back. This is a horrendous mistake and should have been rolled back the moment Mojang got a report from anyone, but nope, 2 weeks have happened and they've just said, well, I guess your worlds are already deleted, and you could say that's fair, but I really don't think it is. I think that that is a horrendous oversight, but we can say the damage has been done. So what about issue 2? Well, issue 2 is the horrendous memory leak, which is affecting many people on PC and PlayStation 5. That is to say, if you play Minecraft for more than 5 or 10 minutes, what happens is the game will slow down to a horrendous 5 or 10 FPS, and eventually you just won't be able to play the game because Minecraft is leaking memory like crazy, using up 40, 50, 60 gigabytes of RAM to not play Minecraft very well. This is something that can be temporarily fixed for a lot of players by turning off improved input response, but some players are unable to do that. It's enabled by default on some devices and undisableable, and so as a result, lots of people can't play Minecraft, especially those who don't know how to disable this memory leak. This is a bad problem, and at the very least, Minecraft should have rolled out an update to make improved input response disabled by default on all devices, but they have not done this, and so as a result, many people have not been playing Minecraft for 2 weeks. That's kind of bad, I guess you could say. The third issue is comparatively tame because copper capes are just not appearing for many people. This is bad because Minecraft makes a big deal about what you have to do to get these capes, and then not to deliver is, a bad issue. I guess you could argue this is low priority because you might be able to get your cape eventually, but still, it just kind of shows that something that should be a high priority is not working very well. The fourth issue is one I have to just laugh at a little bit. It's a Minecraft multiplayer issue that is showcased here by Evident. The pink glitch is back. This is an issue where if you play Minecraft Bedrock for long enough, eventually all of the textures will go pink. It mostly happens in multiplayer servers, and the cause of this was found at one point, but they fixed it, and it broke many other things, and then they had to fix it again, and it seems as though something has brought it back once more, and so your textures can go pink, or as Evident also showed, but I haven't personally experienced, your animated textures can be broken and just entirely get mixed up, so you can have campfires instead of portals and copper chains instead of magma blocks. It's very, very confusing. Also, issue number 6 here is the GDK version, which, like I mentioned, Minecraft rolled out with very little testing, still causes crashes and instability. I find that if I'm playing Minecraft, I've got about a 1 in 3 chance of my world just not loading and instead closing Minecraft. That's pretty bad. It could be a me-specific problem, you could argue, but still, I did not have this problem with UWP, and so Minecraft have moved to a new system that just crashes the game a ridiculous percent of the time for some players. This hasn't been fixed at all and hasn't even been addressed. The 7th issue, yes, it keeps going, were mouse cursor issues, which, to be fair, in the time that I've been planning this video, actually were fixed via 1.21.122, which is great, but for now I just have to say that if all of those major issues were present in this version, and it went through the entire month of beta testing, why did they roll it out anyway? 1.21.120 should not have released. They should have taken all of the unstable features and put them aside until they were ready to roll out, but they did not do that. And so now that they've made the mistake, they can't go back now. What has actually been done to fix it? Well, here's the bit that's really fun about what Minecraft have done, because I have to imagine that Minecraft have been looking at the reduced sales that are coming from Bedrock right now due to the number of people not being able to play, and for, oh god, this is an emergency, and so instead of immediately rolling out a bug fix like you might expect, according to Phoenix, who uses the Minecraft launcher, as most Java players do, most Bedrock players won't launch the game from there, but now there is a Minecoin tracker inside the Minecraft launcher where you can buy Minecoins directly from it. This is great by itself, but even better, again, this is what the players have been asking for, you can now buy Minecoins directly from Minecraft.net. Woo-wee! Thank God! I was worried about the memory leak making Minecraft unplayable, but now I don't have to load up Minecraft if I want to buy things, because they've also made it so if you want to buy a texture pack or a disastrous looking skin pack, you can now do that directly from Minecraft.net. So this should hopefully plug what we all know to be the biggest issue, now that there is no Minecraft that is functioning for a large number of people, now that Minecraft worlds have been deleted for a depressing minority of people, thankfully those people don't need to worry about any of it because you can buy things and you can contribute your value to the Minecraft ecosystem without having to do any of that. That was obviously tongue-in-cheek, and that makes me, I think that any game that wants to roll out more monetization should do so after, crucially after, the game is actually fixed. But if we can leave aside my ire at Minecraft's aggressive need to monetize even when their game is broken, I do need to point out the fact that Minecraft actually have been hard at work on hot fixes. So 1.21.120, the update that caused all these problems, came out on the 28th of October 2025, and a week later they actually rolled out a bug fix. I felt like a week later was a bit bad in my opinion, but I was excited when this came out. But as it turns out, this was not a bug fix that fixed the memory leak, it wasn't a bug fix that fixed the textures or any of the things in there. Instead, it fixed a bug on Windows where resuming the game with the task manager open caused the cursor to stutter at the center of the screen. This was a bug that would have become prevalent because of the memory leak. However, it's a very specific bug that doesn't actually solve the memory leak, and so, okay, I figured, you know, it took them a little while to test this. They've been listening to the community response, and so yesterday I was so excited when Minecraft came out with 1.21.122. And yes, these titles are very silly at this point, but this is a new update for players on Windows that has been released to address issues discovered in the 1.21.120 release. It'll be rolling out as soon as it becomes available, so please allow time for it to reach you. And I was so grateful. I thought, wow, I have been thinking about making this video, but I know this will be fixed, and thankfully they fixed it, so we don't need to talk about it. But no, actually, let's look into what they actually fixed here. Bug. Fixed a bug that caused the mouse cursor to move in the background during gameplay, disrupting gameplay. First of all, funny way to describe that, but that is the biggest problem that they fixed. And then they fixed two problems with achievements for the PC, but as far as actually fixing the issue with memory, you know, as far as actually making the game more playable, nope, that's gonna have to wait. They haven't gotten around to that one yet. This is crazy in my opinion, because we see that they have the means to roll out these emergency fixes, but yet they have not been able to do this for the 1.21.120 update, and we can make all sorts of excuses for this. We can say, well, it's a really hard bug to locate. We can say, well, it's a really, you know, it's a tricky problem because Minecraft Bedrock's on so many platforms. How do you expect them to fix them all? But no, this is such a fundamental issue that the community is having to diagnose for itself. I think that if there is ever a case for an emergency hotfix, if there is ever a case for, okay, let's get some people, let's have everyone work, you know, let's get everyone in the office and say, look, you got to stop doing that right there because this is super important. Now is the time. Now is the time to have as many people as possible who specialize in fixing Minecraft Bedrock bugs to prioritize this right here, because ultimately, even though I think it's nice they fix some achievement issues, I think what is far more important than someone not getting the more tools advancement because they used copper tools, a bug that would have existed for over a month now, instead the issue that should be prioritized in these emergency fixes should be the emergencies. And the fact that this hasn't happened and that we're now 2 weeks in is crazy, but you know, the good news is that Minecraft came out and made this formal response. Oh yeah, that's right, there hasn't been any formal response whatsoever, and that is kinda crazy because we saw 1.21.120, what was meant to be a bug fix update, introduce so many bugs that they are fixing one per week at this rate, and you might be wondering, how is it that it ever gets to this point? And so, I'm gonna go in person and answer this one actually.
Aww. Gosh, you bit me hard.
So I wanted to explain how this problem worked, but I also needed to get out and have a little break from complaining about Bedrock. But I've come out into the world where I found this wonderful explanation of what goes wrong with Bedrock. So imagine you have a game with 2 bugs, represented here by wine bottles, and then all of a sudden you realize 2 bugs is too many, we need a bug fix update to get rid of these. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take one of your bugs and you're gonna smash it. This would be very antisocial if I did that, so I'm not going to. But instead now, you've got 1 bug, but then you want to bring out new features and new exciting possibilities, and so you bring a new update, but there's a problem. This brand new update brings in 2 brand new bugs. Oh, that's a big problem, right? So you have to go for a little bit of a bug fix update, where you fix one of the bugs, and that's totally fine, but then a brand new feature update comes out after that, and all of a sudden, this brings in a brand new bug, as well as somehow bringing back the first one. And then you decide to change the graphics options entirely in the game, and all of a sudden you've got this fundamental problem where, oh no, look at this, there's a 5th bug in the game, and oh no, wow, actually there's a 6th bug that no one's seen before, and so even when you fix the 6th bug that probably shouldn't have been there to begin with, and you think that you fixed the first bug again, you're still left with a game that has 4 bugs where previously it had 2. Now imagine this not over the course of 3 updates, but 300, and you can understand the predicament that Bedrock is in. Over so many platforms with so many weird bugs, there are tens of thousands of them, and it's just not getting any shorter. And so now we are at the point where bugs, no matter how critical, are just seen as a necessary part of things, and that's a real shame, but it is worth finally asking, therefore, if there are lots of bugs and nothing has been done about them, why exactly that is. Well, there's lots of easy theories you can jump to for this. In this tweet right here, Prow says the reason is the Microsoft AI push and layoffs going on at the company. In his video, Evidence says,
It's just, like I said, it's like an abusive relationship.
But what I think we are witnessing is the difference between a game that people make for passion and a game that people make because it is their job. There is passion in the team that make Minecraft Bedrock, but clearly that passion isn't being rewarded or doesn't extend far enough in the right places, because when a game-breaking problem is found, unlike the Java edition where it would be immediately fixed, it's a problem for next week or next month. However, as we can see, the corporate hierarchy is rewarding when there is a huge problem. Imagine if any of these bugs didn't apply to playing your solo survival world, but instead applied to your marketplace content. If there was a bug that when you downloaded it, it deleted all of your purchases, that would be an immediate priority. Or let's take the RAM leak issue that makes your single player worlds unplayable. Imagine if there was an issue that made it impossible to buy anything from the marketplace unless you went into your settings and hit some toggle. This would lead to such a drastic fall in sales that it would be a priority to fix immediately. Imagine if the same thing happened with, these pink glitches or the animated textures or just crashing. Imagine if connecting to a realm didn't work most of the time. Well, lots of people would unsubscribe, and so this too would be a priority. This isn't just some made-up scenario I'm imagining in my head. This is something that has literally happened. Here is what happened when Minecraft 1.21.20, not 120, rolled out. There were some issues in that update that caused huge realm instability and meant that a lot of people weren't getting the service they paid for, and so what happened? The day after, they rolled out a hotfix just for that one single thing, improving the reliability of connecting to realms. Now let's go a layer deeper and say the 1.20.30 update came out, and it just had a very minor issue, which is if you left the game open for a really long time, eventually some players weren't able to connect to the marketplace after having left the game open for hours. And so what happened? Well, a week later, they rolled out an emergency fix, which had some crashes for leaving the game open too long, but also which fixed an issue that caused the marketplace to become inaccessible after leaving the game on for extended periods of time. Having the marketplace be inaccessible is deemed as more of an emergency, more worthy of getting a bug fix out than having Minecraft not have a RAM leak, and that is just the fact of looking through these updates that determines that. I want to be the devil's advocate here and say, well, actually, maybe it was really easy to locate that problem, and it's not really easy to locate this RAM leak problem, except as the community, we all have done that by ourselves. We've had to work out that apparently it's something to do with the improved input response, so at the bare minimum, there should be an update to disable that until things are fine, but at the maximum, they should be looking into the things that we are diagnosing and saying, isn't that a problem? And ultimately, you might say, like, well, Toycat, maybe they're not necessarily looking at the community for responses, except we know that they specifically are because they ask us. The whole point of the beta preview process is that they're they're asking for feedback, they're asking for, are there any bugs? And so when people report those bugs, not just on social media, like, because, I'm complaining here in a YouTube video, I don't expect the relevant Minecraft support and bug fixing staff to watch this necessarily, but I do expect them to read their own bug tracking website where all of these issues are directly reported to them. When they see there are so many bugs and they decide not to fix any of those bugs, it is absolutely wild to roll that update out anyway without any plan of rolling out an emergency bug fix right after. This is why I say 1.21.120 should not have released. If for some reason they absolutely needed to release it on that day, they should have had the emergency infrastructure in place to release the bug fix as soon as possible, and certainly when they saw that way fewer people were playing Minecraft PC than they were expecting, they shouldn't have seen that and went, oh wow, fewer people are buying Minecoins, let's make it easier for them to buy them without going into the game. This is just insane, but it is the response we're seeing, and instead of actually acknowledging this or saying anywhere at all, oh yeah, there's a really bad issue, but we're finding it a hard time to fix, because I think many people would be appreciative of the fact that a memory leak is hard to solve. I think the pink glitch is obviously a tricky problem, and the number of other issues that Minecraft are facing, there's a large mountain of bugs, and I understand they can't all be fixed overnight, but at the same time, having some official response from someone would be good. Minecraft has multiple community managers, and none of them have said anything about this. No one has acknowledged in the slightest that there is a game-ruining bug, and this is just absolutely horrendous, and so that's why I think that if I was to summarize everything here, I think that Minecraft has truly finished its transformation from being Minecraft that is meant to be multi-platform into being Minecraft Corporate Edition. Now we are following the new rules of game development, unlike Minecraft when it first released, where it used to be you released something, you were happy with it, and then you were done, but now it's you release something in a mostly okay state, where some players might not be able to access some features, and you just fix that later as part of the course. Downloading buggy software is just expected. That's what the Minecraft developers want us to believe, and as long as it doesn't affect their bottom line, they're totally fine with it, which is just wildly disappointing. I think that Microsoft's gaming division, and you could argue the high-level people at Mojang, the CEO of Mojang, should be looking at this and saying, whoa, our biggest and one of our most profitable games is having a real nightmare. It is unplayable for large numbers of our community. That is something, we've broken their worlds that they've worked hard on. The reason they love our game so much, they should be looking at that and saying, oh, that's pretty bad, huh? Let's make sure we fix that immediately. And in case, for some reason, it's not bad enough that the game is unplayable or the game has broken people's worlds and that the game is unstable crashing and has all sorts of bugs, here's my one last retort. I've seen so many people say that if they play Minecraft on PC, I guess they've switched over to Java now. There's so many reasons to be in the Bedrock ecosystem if you started on a console or a phone, but many people are making the shift over to playing Java, and to any upper management at Mojang watching this, just keep in mind that every single player who switches over to Java is a player who will no longer be accessing the marketplace or your featured servers or any of those things, and sure, they can go on the Minecraft.net website and they can buy skin packs there, but why are they going to do that? So as a result, every week that Minecraft Bedrock on PC is broken is a week worth of players you're going to be losing permanently from the ecosystem, and so, the number on the chart might go down. That should be your spooky prophecy about why this should be fixed, especially for PC, but obviously for all other Bedrock platforms too. I think there are many things that make Minecraft Bedrock great, and there are many reasons which I think that we always are forgetting about, but right now it's hard to see those positive reasons when the simplest of things are just ignored, while the most money-making of things are deliberately pushed front and center and made sure that they get pushed out at all costs. Why can't bug fixes be the same? That's my only answer, and I hope that you enjoyed this video all the same. I've been IVX Toycat, and I hope that everything in this video turns out to be inaccurate, and that in 2 days we have a massive bug fix 1.21.123, but let's just say I've started to lose faith about that recently. Anyway, goodbye.